story highlights oftentimes, when a practitioner, a spiritual practitioner, or a traditional practitioner, is sending off a negative work, this work will be done at night in the realm of spirit. Every hour represents a shift change as we enter the dream world. It is our conscious spirit that goes off, leaving our physical body wherever it lies. The physical body is never alone, however, but bear in mind that some attacks are allowed by your own guides to connect. The night has always been mysterious to many people. While the sun brings the day, which brings cheer and joy and liveliness, the moon seems to bring fear, sometimes terror. It does bring sleep and rest, which is good for the mind, soul and body, and there are many good things that come with it on a temporal and spiritual level. But one of the things that the night brings, from a spiritual point of view, is a lot of spiritual activity. Much more than the day. For unbeknownst to many of you, many gates are open for many entities to walk our earth and do their biddings while we slumber. https://www.embracingspirituality.com/wp-content/upload/2019/07/don/single-t-sleep-and-the-dark.m. 4 of these beings are needed and they do have their place in our world, but this does not mean that we cannot avoid some of the impact they may have upon our lives. Therefore, this post is important. When a client of mine was told that she must not sleep in the dark, she was curious as to why. But when I began to explain to her, I remembered what one of my mentors, Mr. Mitchell, had told me when I was a teenager, when I, too, had asked him the same question. He told me, no human being on the face of this earth should sleep in the dark. Angels, Mr. Mitchell was a Christian, pass through every household at night, so when the room is dark, the angels will not enter. As opposed to having a nightlight that will facilitate their visit, many years after this, during a noun, the practice of seeking knowledge and clarity of the past, present, or future through spiritual means. Divination types can widely vary but are often sacred objects, elements of nature, or persons. Class equals glossary link, greater than divination. I was warned not to sleep in the dark for 7 days. Prior to that warning, I had been having disturbing dreams, but I did not attribute the dreams to the darkness of my room. So again, when I was told this, although for 7 days, I asked the diviner, why is this? His response to me was, so that you will not get bad messages through your dreams. In other words, dark and malevolent beings lurk in the dark and are attracted to it. I could leave this explanation as is, but being who I am, I won't. I will break it down for you even further. Oftentimes, when a practitioner, a spiritual practitioner, or a traditional practitioner, is sending off a negative work, this work will be done at night. There are different hours throughout the day that makes up 24, and night and day are split into 2. Now, during the night, beginning from the hour of 12 and up until the sacred hour of 6, just before the sun begins to wake the world, countless of dark messages are sent out into the night. For those who are very literal, it does not matter the time zone, every place in the world will experience this. But let us begin with the hour of 12 midnight. In the realm of spirit, every hour represents a shift change. When the 2 hands of the clock hit the hour of exactly 12 a.m., something significant happens, though I won't reveal that here. For the practitioner, however, the hour of 12 is an hour that a set of particular dark beings can be called and given work to go out and perform. This particular set of beings that work within this hour, within our physical world, have up to 3 hours from 12 to 3 to complete their job before a new set of beings rolls in. The hour of 3 a.m. the new set that rolls in will be from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. But that hour of 3 a.m. is specific to these beings that are almost uncontrollable. For the Christian who reads this, please know that God has signed the contract for these dark beings to visit Earth. He has no problem with them. They all have their reason for being and were created by our same God. Now, the 3 a.m. beings all have names which I will not provide, and this is one of the roughest hours of the night. For anyone that is under attack spiritually, or are being attacked spiritually, or just a normal person heading home with no one attacking him, anything can happen to him at this hour. So let's say for instance, you believe in ghouls and goblins, it is at this hour that they are let loose. I use ghouls and goblins for your better understanding, but these are not the names that I withhold. For all those who believe that they are under attack or fear attack, this is the hour you should get up and pray. The night brings with it good things as well as bad things. For when we sleep, we now enter different worlds and see aspects of ourselves in different ways. When the night comes, it is like a blanket that enfolds each human, and that blanket, during our sleep, turns into a flying carpet that takes us on journeys through our visions and dreams. As we enter the dream world, it is our conscious spirit that goes off, leaving our physical body wherever it lies. The physical body is never alone, however, for during this journey we are always accompanied by our non-physical beings who assist each human being on their journey to Earth from birth to death transition. Class equals glossary link, greater than guides. There are still guides left behind to guard the physical body while the spirit is away. Now, say for instance, Patience is on a little island in the Caribbean and she is a wicked spiritual practitioner, and noun, oba, a name taken from Jamaican patois to denote a spiritual practice often used for negative outcomes against others, but can also be used for positive outcomes. Other similar words practices are juju, voodoo, witchcraft, native doctors, etc. It is the manipulation of energy using physical tools and incantations for a desired effect. It is a mysterious and unstructured form of spiritual practice, as often practitioners do not have specific spirits, deities, beings that are assigned to carry out the abia work, which leaves the work to be contracted by any spirit, wayward, malevolent or otherwise. Class equals glossary link, greater than abia woman, but her target lives somewhere in Canada. And tonight is the night that she wants to send a bad spiritual blow to Joanne. Patience will wait until 12 a.m., depending on the spirit she wants to work with, or perhaps she'll even wait until 3 a.m., if she's strong enough to work with the energy of this hour. By this time, Patience hopes that Joanne is PC asleep because the attack she sends will connect better when the human form is at rest. Now, you may wonder, but what about the guides left behind to protect Joanne's physical body? If Joanne is asleep, her consciousness, or spirit, is out within the realms, though still attached to her body. In order to ensure that Joanne returns to her physical body, her strongest guides must accompany her on this journey throughout the spiritual world, or else the spirit may not be able to return to the body. Left behind, however, are lesser guides, who must watch and protect the physical. But bear in mind that some attacks are allowed to connect by your own guides. Especially if these attacks will help guide you to the next phase of your life. Most often the next phase of a person's life comes through something chaotic or problematic. Most often the next phase of a person's life comes through something chaotic or problematic. So Patience goes into her sacred room where everything has been prepared for Joanne. In the room, she would have dressed a certain way, in certain colors, and have certain preparations to send out as a spiritual and mystical message to Joanne, who is now asleep. The messengers, the dark beings of these hours, will come and collect this message and deliver it to Joanne. So now, Joanne, wherever she is, may dream that she has been given something to eat, or see that she has been bitten by a snake or has been shot by a gun, or in an accident, or something else disturbing. It is while she dreams this that the dark message is being administered to her body. But there is a difference between a dream that connects and the dream that attempts. The person who sleeps in complete darkness will see and even feel the snake bite them. This spiritual attack was successful, while the person who sleeps with light, even a nightlight, will see the snake attempt to attack them, but never does. Now, the attempt does not mean that the spiritual work was unsuccessful. Only through an oracle can you know this, but what it does mean is that the impact of the attack did not connect as it was intended. But such a dream should be checked spiritually anyway, because there was still contact with the attack, albeit it much less severe. What the light is in the room of which you sleep is entertain benevolent beings, such as your ancestors, spiritual family, angelic beings. All beings of light will pass through the space that has some type of illumination. A dark room, however, they will not enter. The only set of beings that will enter a dark room to save you are your ancestors and spirit guides assigned to you. But other light beings who walk the earth day and night blessing human beings will not enter a darkened space. These beings will only enter at the hour of 6 a.m., when dawn is about to break, and the natural glimmer of light peeks through your window. By this time, however, the damage of the night has already been done. See night and day as forces of energy that assist us in our spiritual evolution. There are forces of energy that do not dwell in the same place together. The night is strong and powerful and has its work to do for human beings, as it works along with the moon. The moon